here we are, and I'm feeling short.
No,
okay.
Okay, I'll do this.
Right.
We're on. I'm just looking at myself in the mirror.
Wait,
do you see yourself?
I do see
It's
myself.
really bad. I have
I'm
this
just
one
very-
hair like Jameson.
Like
You have one hair.
Why just?
Oh, I know. It's like
Why
it's
doing
growing.
that?
It's growing in. Yeah.
FINOLA
I
Hughes.
said to my daughter the other day, hi. I said to my daughter the other day, did you cut your hair? And there's this like huge piece of hair that's sticking out that's very, cut.
Yeah.
And
she said no.
She said no. And I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, wow, that must be all new hair growth. And I'm like, why did it grow in like straight? And anyway, a few days later, she eventually said,
Told you the truth.
she said, actually, the silly putty that I went to bed with got stuck in my hair, so I had to cut it out. Because we all go to bed with silly putty.
We go to bed with so many different things.
Husbands, dogs, silly putty, children.
Apparatus.
Oh, here we go. Segue.
Like an apparatus. Back in the day,
Apparatus.
didn't women wear like an apparatus underneath
To hold your neck
to
up?
hold it up, right?
What, years
Don't you
ago?
remember?
What do you mean years ago?
But does it? I don't think it works.
No.
No, I
mean,
just think
if
that
it did, I'd have one.
we'd wear it at all times. Our men here, I've asked them this year to talk more.
Such a huge mug.
It is.
It's like it swallows my face when I drink it.
Is it dirty or did you make it dirty or is
I
it?
did. It's my lipstick.
Oh God, thank God, because
Yeah.
sometimes that does happen with me. I'll give somebody something.
That gives me so much faith to stay in this house, which I did last night. She said the sheets were clean.
I'm filthy.
You're a filthy whore.
Yes,
That
yes,
too.
you are.
That too. But
Actually,
I'm
your
filthy.
house looks really, really neat and tidy.
opposed to
and
the
I
last
said to
time.
you, your house looks really good. It does. It
And I
looks really
just-
good. Look, come on. It's impossible to keep a house clean. It's hard. You've got children. You have a career.
Exactly.
And you have products. And you
Our
have
product SkinNation.
And you have
FINOLA came to the day Jameson came to the house back from the hospital. FINOLA was here.
It was.
She was here and she made
I wanted to clean out her refrigerator. Is what I wanted to do. I opened the refrigerator and it was sort of dated.
Was there mold?
It was dated back
Yeah.
to when I was conceived, and I was
Yeah.
like, wow, maybe I should clean this out. And then I thought, that's the line, and I'm stepping over it because
No, I would have been okay. I'm okay with stuff like that. I am. I'm okay when my friends come in and want to change things
I
around.
did get rid of a few yogurts because I
You
was
did,
like,
thank you. They were open, and I'm just
but they
saving
were
them
just
for a good
dated.
day.
Well, they were dated, like several
weren't
months
open?
prior. No.
Because usually I have half-eaten things. in
Well,
there.
I looked in there this morning to get a yogurt, and it was really searching for sell-by dates. But in the end, I went with peanut butter and jelly on toast because
Good
I
call.
thought that can kill me.
Good call. Good call.
So if we want to come over and clean your house, you're okay with that?
Totally. Oh God,
that's
especially
the
if dudes want to do it, I'd be so impressed.
You know, that is women's porn. A man tidying up.
in an apron.
Well, in an
Naked.
apron, sure. Like my husband tidies.
I just got a picture of her husband
In a
in an
naked-
apron,
in an
naked
apron.
in an apron. But
Yeah.
but the apron was over his genitalia, so I didn't get a picture of that. Just so you know,
That's okay. That's good. You can do that.
she's the greatest husband. He's like so.
Bald.
He is. I like bald men.
I do too.
Yeah.
He said he shaved it before God did, which I thought
Yeah,
was
it's
sensible.
good.
It was
But
a
do you
good
know it's a
move.
lot of testosterone? Men who are bald have a lot of testosterone. Did you know that?
I didn't.
I did not know that.
I think that might
Full
be
head of hair. All three of these dudes.
I think-
by the way,
that might be put out
they're
there.
all like whatever.
Perhaps that's put out there as a sort of.
Oh, maybe it is. Oh, by the bald dudes. Oh.
It was put out there by the bald dudes.
It's from the Bald Commission.
It's from Bosley. It's from
Tom Bosley.
No, Bosley. It's an hair institution. Yeah, they put it out.
Do you know Tom Bosley?
It wasn't
Happy
he-
Days.
No. But wasn't Bosley also the speaker for the Charlie's Angels?
Bosley, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Oh, was it
Bosley.
Bosley?
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
And
it was
they yeah.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
Tom Bosley.
I
I
think
thought
that
it was
the
John
actor.
Forsythe.
No,
was he
John
Charles?
Forsythe was
The character was Bosley.
Bosley.
Well, we're cutting this.
He
out.
was called. Why? Because you
It's
didn't know
boring.
the answer.
Yeah. There you
God
go.
knows
Yeah.
we.
Yeah.
Michelle didn't know the answer.
Didn't know
to
the
that.
answers was
Anything-
being
And was
cut
going off on a
Anything
tangent.
that makes me look bad.
Right.
Just cut
Good to
Anything.
know.
out. Aren't you glad we're friends?
I'm so glad we're
I
friends.
know. It's really
I
great.
am so glad we're friends.
Yeah, I am too.
And I think I've said that to you on weird sort of emotional moments. Where afterwards I've gone, oh, that was so weird.
Oh, no,
And that
I
was
have-
so...
No, it's never weird to be emotional. English
know.
person, British
Because
person.
we're not. We're actually trained
You're
at
trained not
birth.
to, I know.
We are trained at birth to go from birth to grave without ever being embarrassed, without
Yeah.
ever embarrassing ourselves.
Mhm.
So to show emotion is, up there.
But that is true. I noticed that there's, because I'm all emotion all the time, right? And then it doesn't,
Yeah.
it didn't mix with those Brits. So I enjoy your emotion. I'm going back to what you said. I enjoy your emotion. Thank you very much. I think you're great. I'd like to go back to when we were Joanna and Kate. On Pacific Palisades, if you ever watched.
It was on for a year.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was on for 10 minutes. It was on for 10 minutes, but it was really good. And we had great.
I wish it was on for a year and we would have made more money.
Well, we made the money that they paid us
Well,
for
we would've
all
made
the shows.
more, yeah.
They paid us for all the shows that we were worked on,
Yes.
but they aired like 3. And
No, they aired all of them.
oh, they aired all of them.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Okay, this is a story that I tell about it, which I think is very funny. Is we did this show. We shot
for
12 for Aaron Spelling.
Oh,
it was
amazing, man.
during very amazing.
Oh, I loved him.
During the whole Melrose Place excitement, right? And so he came out with this other one. It was Pacific Palisades. It was like
About draftsmen and about engineers and architects.
well, and like Melrose Place was that hip kind of crowd. This was people with more money.
Yes, it was.
That was like his
Pacific
thing.
Palisades, yeah.
And
It was
like
actually meant to be
families.
called Brentwood,
Oh, it was. That's right.
but then the whole thing happened there, and they couldn't call it
What
that.
happened there?
It was a murder.
Murder.
I mean,
This will also be cut because she
Yeah.
doesn't remember a huge moment in history. That's
huge moment in Los Angeles.
Los
history.
oh yes, the Los Angeles history, which
Yeah.
is a huge moment in history. Hello, we all
That
live
is-
here.
This is
It
Los
counts.
Angeles.
If it doesn't happen in La La Land, does it really happen if a tree doesn't fall? And we
That's
don't
true.
photograph
That's a good
it,
one.
and
Yeah.
it's on the news.
Oh God, I
when
saw
it
that on the
rains.
news the other day,
The tree
and
fell.
and the reporter was interviewing this woman, and the tree fell on her car. She wasn't in it; she was fine. It happened in the middle of the night, and the reporter's sitting there interviewing her, and she was this beautiful woman,
Such
this
not news.
and I just looked at the reporter,
non-news.
and I just got into her head, and I thought she is miserable.
It's
She
like
is-
when we report rain.
She's miserable. She's like, what am I doing talking to this woman about how this tree fell on her car?
In 12 years, she'll
Where
be.
did my career go wrong?
Yeah. I hope she's young because in 12 years she'll be Oprah.
Yeah, exactly. She was beautiful, but I could just feel what was the dialogue going on. It's like, this is why I went to school.
Yeah.
I have a degree in
Degree in-
communications.
Exactly, and in journalism.
Diamond.
Second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a tree.
But going back to Pacific Palisades, so we shot this quickly, and then we were on for 4 shows. I guess our ratings weren't like
Tanked.
well, no, they weren't bad, but we had a high opening, and then it kind of did this, right? And so our 5th show, they took us off, and they replaced us with the show called, not a joke, but the show called When Good Animals Go Bad.
I love that show.
I remember that show. It was so great.
It's so good.
That was a great show.
How do you remember that? I saw
Steel Trap.
Steel Trap.
It's
Steel
one where
Trap.
like a
I remember
bear
everything.
attacks a reporter on Russian
I
TV.
remember
Oh,
that.
I saw
Yeah.
that. I actually
Good
saw that on
animals go
YouTube.
bad.
This is wrong.
We
When
were good,
good-
animals.
when
We were good animals.
We were good animal, but we
We
didn't
didn't
go
go
bad.
bad.
And we should have. We're bad now. We've gone bad now.
Yeah.
But
Now
we
we're more
preserve
interesting.
ourselves every single moment of the day. We try to. Okay, so and that show got better ratings than ours. And that's when I knew it was the end. Because like when good animals go bad, it's like nothing to produce. It's nothing to produce. You just get
I
a
thought it
bunch
was
of
just videos, right? Like home
it's just a
videos.
bunch of home
Yeah.
videos. Like imagine the
Wow.
money made on that. So that was I knew
Should've
it was
gone
me in
bad.
the end.
Should have gone bad, ladies.
You were very good in that show though.
You were very good in that show.
Oh no, I was horrible.
Okay. Can't fight that.
Moving on.
Won't fight that.
I have a note and I have no idea. Oh, I have a note that says I'm very organized for you because I felt bad because I was so bad for Ian. I felt horrible.
You weren't bad for
I was bad. Things were falling off the wall.
He's used to that.
What do you think about your husband? Because I think he's fantastic. And I want you to describe him.
Russell is manly, but he's also incredibly in touch with his feminine side because he's an artist. So things are aesthetically pleasing him. He has a real aesthetic eye. He's a great dad. He's an amazing father. Like really,
Yeah.
like he gets into the nitty gritty and he talks about his children and he talks about what they're thinking and he spends time with them and he's a great dad and,
Yeah.
and a fantastic artist and
Amazing
really
artist.
yeah, like really
We'll show you his stuff after.
yeah, he's really and of course your mother's an artist, so you understand that kind of mindset. And he's what I think I appreciate about him is his ability to come up with original thought, which I think is rare, very. And he sort of takes himself off into the studio to discover that. He gives himself the time to have original thoughts. And I think in this lifetime, and he has the ability to do that, but he also, he's privileged that he can do that. Because I do feel that 90% of us scrabble and are doing all the time and are constantly distracted by our own lives. And we find it hard to, you have to give yourself time, if you're a creative person, to have creativity. And I'm going to quote Madonna here, which is weird, but she always used to say, I read once that she said, you must just take time to go and say, I'm going to be creative. Right now, I'm going to think and be creative and sit and write or draw or listen to music or, allow yourself to have those creative thoughts and structure that into your day. But look, we're parents, we're mothers, and structuring creative time into your day is making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So,
But don't you think that's creative?
I find all of that stuff, I have it in a place now, like making beds and doing that. It's because I love them. And that's how the minutia and the banality of housework and all of that I've framed it in such a way that I actually enjoy making my teenager's bed because he doesn't, because I love him.
Yeah.
Let's just let that land.
We'll let that
We'll let
That's
that
really
land
beautiful.
with
Yeah.
when good animals go bad.
No, it's really beautiful, and I have a couple questions. Why are you making this bed?
Because
as a new mother,
No,
well,
it's
not a
really
new mother,
hard.
but
It's
like I don't do that with my daughter, and I want to know that
Well,
you do that. And maybe I'm doing something wrong. Should I
no.
be making her bed?
no, you shouldn't.
No.
They should be making their beds. And every morning I say, please make your beds before you go to school, but it doesn't work. It doesn't happen. And now, I'm doing a little restructuring within my family. I am, we're going to be having some restructuring with media, and we're going to be having some restructuring with how they take responsibility for chores. And I shouldn't be making my son's bed, but when he doesn't, for me to have a room that he is going to enter into that is unmade smacks of depression to me. And it looks depressed
It's
to me.
gonna build character because he won't end up like his father, your husband. He's gonna end up like a weak pansy,
Right.
wanting women or other people
to
take
clean
care
up
of
their
him.
up.
100%.
And that's why I'm really trying to make him go downstairs and do his own washing, and he does, because the flip side of that is that he doesn't have his kit for soccer. So I won't wash it. And so he knows he has to get that white stuff downstairs.
See, that's a very
but you have to
interesting
teach
thing.
them a lot of stuff in order to be a good man that picks up their socks, which is part of the deal.
I went through a time period, and I remember it vividly, where I just didn't want to shower. And I think I was...
Did you have a shower this morning?
No.
I know.
Jesus.
Oh, because I showered late last night.
Because I came downstairs and you came down in your bathrobe that you were wearing when you let me in last night, and you were doing your makeup already, and I looked at you and I'm like, she's doing her makeup before a shower.
She thought...
Interesting.
She thought she's not going to shower all day long.
That's what I thought.
How's that going to work?
I have a lot of friends that don't shower, and I kind of
No, I showered last night because I knew I wasn't going to have enough time this morning because it was so early.
I have to shower in the morning. It doesn't matter, even
Really?
if I shower the night before. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. 'Cause
Sometimes
I've
I
slept
shower
in
at
myself.
night to say, yeah.
I don't like sleeping in myself.
You don't?
Well, I mean, I have to because
Because you're
I don't-
yourself.
I'm myself,
Yeah.
and there's no choice. But yeah, in the morning I have to shower and wash off myself.
Yeah. Well, I did. Did you shower?
Who showered
I
here?
did shower this morning.
Did you? Did you guys?
This morning.
Not
No.
this morning.
Not this morning. Did you shower last night?
I'm kind of
You took a
last night
bath.
we took a bath.
Ooh.
You do
Oh,
baths.
with your
baths.
woman, with his woman.
That's amazing. We do
That's
baths
so
at our house.
romantic. I love
So
that.
Great.
And I took a shower yesterday.
It's hard to make sweet love in a bath, though. I know that
It's not
everybody
that
goes. "Oh, I find it to be difficult because water is
You're
not
long.
Yes, I'm long. Water is not a lubricant.
It's
I'm
not.
just gonna leave it at
No,
that.
it's not.
It's not comfortable and it's all false. I was
And
having
it's
this-
all false, and you're like, oh, let's make love on the stairs. Yeah,
I know,
we're
you're like,
hot.
oh, my
And
back.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
I was
this
just
hurts.
having this conversation with Paige about that because we saw a couple with candles and on TV, like in a movie, and she looked at me. She goes,
so fake.
she goes,
You set
does
your
that
hair-
work? What you want to do? I'm like, no, it doesn't work. It's awful. It's terrible. Someone does get burned.
You set
And
your
then-
hair on fire.
Yeah, and you know, like the silk sheets. Have you tried having?
Yeah,
And it-
yeah, they're too slippery.
Yes, you slide off. You just becomes
you
comedy.
need traction.
Yeah.
You need traction. It doesn't work. All those things are lies, and I had that realization recently. Like those love stories on TV, they're just on TV, and we're all looking for it. We're like, well, I want that love. I want that. Like the TV one, and we forget that it takes communication, it takes work, it takes
And a film
it takes-
studio.
and a film studio,
And a production designer. and-
Production.
yeah, and it's
And a hot
all,
actor.
but
Editing.
it sets us all up that
does.
oh, I'm gonna turn down this one that could have been good, right? Because I want one like
No.
McDreamy. I want like McDreamy. I mean, he's paid to look at her like that. That
Okay,
brings
we're gonna
us
ask
to
us
a game.
questions. Oh, okay, good.
Oh, it's a game. It's a really
I have
fun
numbers
game.
here.
All right. Yeah, you have numbers from 1 to 10. Okay.
good. Yours is starting at
This, well, mine starts at 10, and yours is the other way. See how that is?
No.
You don't? It's
I
pretty
do, but
obvious, 10 and 1.
Yeah, but
For
I wonder
God's
why.
sake.
I wonder why.
What?
Okay.
This game
Yes.
is what?
Well, I need my glasses. No.
No.
Okay, good. Thank God.
What annoys you the most?
About.
That will be the question. I'll ask you a question. The game is called "What Annoys You the Most."
Oh, okay, great.
On a scale from 1 to 10,
Gotcha.
I'm going to ask a question.
Okay.
And then you say, on a scale of 1 to 10,
10.
how much does that annoy you?
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay.
That's perfect. Yes, I love it.
Yeah. And it's soap opera version.
Oh, soap opera version.
Yes. Now, I played this with the beautiful, lovely Lindsay Godfrey, and nothing bothered her. Remember?
Yeah.
She was like,
like,
that doesn't bother me.
Wow.
Which I'm suspect.
A lot of stuff bothers me, but
Oh,
but
for
some
God,
stuff.
another one. There's
but-
going to be another one.
No, it's,
Okay, let's
but
just go
things
right
do.
in.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
go ahead.
God. Do I bother you?
No, it just.
But if
being
I do, it's
taller-
okay because
you
I
don't
can
bother me
I
at
can
all.
bother people.
No, I find you very
Unbothersome?
supportive. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so what annoys you the most? Soap
Yes.
opera version.
Good.
All right, the first question is when your co-star's breath is so bad
Yeah.
and you have to kiss him.
Oh.
But no, it's gone on a while. Say, maybe right out of the gate you don't go, yo, that's horrible. Maybe you don't do that right out of the gate. Maybe you think, it's a bad day.
Oh yeah.
I'm really. Are you going with 10?
No, I'm going with 9.
You're going with 9.
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
Interesting.
I'll tell you why.
Tell me why it's not 10.
Because I won't say anything, and that's because my Englishness comes out.
Oh, it does.
And I'm like, how do I broach this? And I hate that about myself. So that's my fault. His bad breath is my fault.
No, but it's not about you saying
I like
anything.
that. Taking responsibility.
For not
That's
saying-
Okay,
yes,
listen,
that's
it's
good.
not your fault. It's his fault, by the way.
Yeah,
his
but
bad breath
I don't know how to
is
say
his
it.
bad diet.
Yeah.
And maybe
And it's not getting in there with the
floss.
dental floss.
That's a very specific
It
smell.
is. Yeah, I don't like that smell. And I have like 2 things of floss with me at all times. Though yeah.
I'm a obsessive flosser. 10.
Right. I'm going
It
with
doesn't
9 'cause
matter.
It's my fault.
No, but
No, because
it's not
I-
about that. It's about
I
what
should
annoys
say-
you the most.
No, but I'm going with that.
So
And that's
you'll-
what my answer is. Good God, don't change it. Dear Lord, allow me to take my own responsibility. I thought it was my damn question that you were asking me. And I gave you my answer. Jesus Christ.
I'll never say anything either, though. That's the truth. I'll never say anything. I'll just
I just think-
take it like a soldier.
I do it like, think of England, it'll be over soon. And hopefully there won't be a baby. So there. Yeah. Okay.
All right. When your co-star says, oh, I like this one. Okay, so your co-star says, after you're blocking, when do you want to run lines?
Yeah.
And you say, let's
10 minutes.
in 10 minutes or
I'm gonna
something.
finish my hair or whatever.
And then they say, okay, yeah, I'm going to eat. I
Yeah.
want to get ready first.
Right.
We'll meet up. Your co-star
Yeah.
says, we'll meet up,
Yeah.
right? But then you see them like eating and watching TV, and you're like, hey, do you want to run it? And they're like, oh, I got to eat. And then, okay. And then you see them again, like screwing around in the hair and makeup room, laughing and carrying laughing and carrying on. And then you're like, do you want to run? They're like, yeah, 1 second. I mean,
Really? That to me is like, and I will drag their ass, and I will say, eat afterwards. I will. I'd be like, we're going upstairs. Get your ass into the green room. Do it now. No.
have you
run.
had to ever?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I worked with Tristan Rogers for 8 years.
Oh my God, we had a blooper reel at work at our holiday party, and it was so funny. It was hilarious because there's this scene where he just has to say hello,
He had 2 lines.
and he doesn't say
He jumps
it.
my line.
He jumped your line, and he doesn't say it, and she like hits him. Like they've worked.
We've known each
They're
other.
like brother and sister.
30 years.
Yeah.
And I love him. He's amazing.
Of course.
He's a
But
great
she
person.
hits him. She's like, you had one fucking line. You had one line. It was
Yeah.
so funny.
How did you
It
start?
was so funny.
Well, we've known each other a very long time.
A very
I'm
long-
allowed to.
Yes, of course, to say
he
anything
is-
about him.
He is very long suffering, and I literally will drag him to run lines, and he'll be like, but you
I
know,
love it.
I mean, but that's
It's
30
manipulative. I
No,
find
it's-
maybe not in his case.
It's not manipulative.
I find that with some people it's very manipulative.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
yeah, it's we'll do it. We'll do it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
because they don't want to run lines.
because they don't want to, and they,
And
just
don't
want to push you.
expose what they're doing.
They do,
Yeah.
or they just don't want to be controlled by you.
Yeah.
Too.
Or controlled by, yeah. I
Yeah.
get it. Okay.
And so
that's
it's
a no.
it's
if
just
you're gonna
rude.
if you want to work with me, you have to run lines.
Of course.
And and I have worked with people that don't like to run lines because they want it to be spontaneous.
Yeah,
Or basically,
You only get spontaneity
Amateur.
when you know what you're doing.
yes, you go the other side of knowing what you're doing,
Yeah.
and then comes.
We all know
spontaneity.
that. Spontaneity comes from knowing exactly what you're doing, and then you can never be spontaneous when you're like, "Ooh, what's the next
Wary.
step? Whoa, what do I say now?"
But you can be fresh.
Yeah, I just think I always notice it. Anyway, I notice it on myself too. It's not like I'm perfect. I've done these things
And now
too.
how fast we work, you have to be incredibly prepared in order to be free up on set.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, when you guys have nothing to contribute to this,
No.
I have this problem a lot, but I'm just gonna stay out
I would, yeah.
running lines with my co-hosts.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's okay.
But I find
Rob-
it very interesting.
Yeah.
Rob jumps my lines all the time.
Yes, I know. Okay, so when you run lines with your co-star, your co-worker of the day, you run lines and you're on and everything was cool and you worked it out. You go up there and then they want to change stuff on stage.
Well, no, I'm gonna go with a 6.
Interesting.
because-
6, 10.
Oh.
10.
No, I'm gonna go with a 6 because sometimes a better thing can happen up on set, and I'm
No, it's not like that.
No.
No. It's you ran the lines and it's about dog food. Did you get the dog food? No, I didn't get the dog food. Did you go to the store? Yeah, I did. And you work it out. And there was never any, God, this is weird for me. There was never any talk like this is, but then they go upstairs. They're like, you know what? I don't want to say, did you get the dog food? Frank, can she say, did you get the dog food?
Okay, so
Like
what
that.
that is, yeah, that's incredibly manipulative because what
Incredibly.
they're doing, what
It's
they are
happened.
doing is using the power of the moment and the power of having an executive producer and also the power of no time in order to get you to do something that they don't want to do, which makes them look better.
Yeah, exactly. They're now
I've
you
had
think
that.
these are silly, but these are games that are played.
They are games.
Not by anybody that I know on our show, by the way.
I've worked with
We've
that
done
exact thing.
Yeah, I have too.
Yeah.
I have too. And but I think it's too quick to do that. And also, our executive producer does not put up with.
No, which is wonderful. Like, I was doing a scene with Jeannie the other day, and because it seemed right in the moment, I said, I know, as she was in the middle of her tirade. And she jumped in with, no, you don't.
No, but you guys are you. Jeannie Francis and Finola Hughes. Hello. I
Oh.
mean, you've earned it. You have. Yes.
Accessibility to
I
it.
want
hopefully.
to see the two of you do that.
Right. Well, so this is how I have dealt with it in another lifetime when I worked with somebody different. They, I'm not going to say male or female, would not run lines. You could never get this person to run lines at all. So you just would sit in your own room and run them with the wall. And then when they got up on set, what they would do is say, oh, I want to cut that, and I want to cut that,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I want
that's
to
what I'm
cut
talking
that.
about.
And what they were doing is making you work harder than them and making them look like the hero.
It's so silly.
It's always about an actor worrying about looking bad or anti-hero, and I actually embrace that. I actually think it's great when your character has incredible flaws.
You know what? I think that you're one of the few. I really do notice that about you. That you're completely okay with whatever your character does.
Yeah.
And it's one of those little traps in daytime TV because you play the character for a very long period of time and you have history, right? That you've played, and then like 5 years down the line, you're asked to play something that this is what would tweak me when I played something for a long time is that wait, that goes against that
Right.
that thing that I played for 5 years. Oh, and you have a new writer, it's a new producer, and they're like, no, we're going to write you like that. That was always very difficult. I didn't mind not be looking good or being the hero, but I was like, how do I negate my history? Like, how do I negate that by now playing this? Okay, and now I'm much more chill, and I'm like, I just do it because I'm paid to do it. Like, that's my answer to that one.
I remember reading something, and I completely took it to heart, and I have, Meryl Streep once said, when you are reading a script or when you are working on a character, and you come to a point where you say, oh, my character would never do that, that's where you find the key to your character.
Ah, yes.
So you have to go into that.
Oh my God.
I love that.
No,
So-
it's so true.
And that, when you say, my character would never do that, because I've worked with people that say, oh, they look at the script and they do it on set, which is, I think, rude. But they're like, oh, my character would never do that. And I always look at them and think, that's the key to your character right there.
Your character would do anything. I do anything. Sometimes
I
I'm
make
shocked
huge
at the
mistakes as a person.
right? As
Yeah.
the decisions that I've made, I'm like, oh my God.
Me too. Oh my
Which
God.
brings us to the next question.
Okay, great.
When you work with someone on stage and they keep on complaining, my character would never do that.
I did read them. Oh, right. No.
Yeah.
What do you have?
10.
10.
Because, well, first of all, why don't say that now? Don't say that now. It's like
Do it.
Please do it. Work it out at home.
No, I emailed Frank 3 days before.
Yeah, and me too.
I
talked to him,
Yeah.
and then one time I couldn't understand something that was written, and they brought Elizabeth out.
Yes.
But a week before.
Oh, yes.
Because we're professionals.
Yeah,
I just think that's
Don't
grossly
hold up the crew.
unprofessional that you're holding me up, you're holding
Yeah.
this person up.
No.
Because of
Yeah.
that's
horrible.
like,
It's horrible.
and your character would do anything.
Your
We're
character would do-
paid. We're not our characters. We're not our
My
characters.
character wore a mask. I mean, well, no,
Yeah,
maybe
the
it wasn't
wore
my
the
character.
eye thing.
Oh no, that was prior. I can't remember. No, it
Do
wasn't.
you know,
my
I had
character
I had such a problem by the time this comes out. This show will have aired, the one that we just did. When I first read that speech that I was to give to you, right,
yeah.
about like
Yes,
how
yes.
you're not as beautiful as you think you are. Since I was a fan of General Hospital and a fan of Anna Devane,
Yes,
right?
but that doesn't play
well,
into it.
no, but it was very difficult when I first
But
read
you're
it.
Nina.
I understand, but when I first read it, I was like, Anna's not like this.
Yes,
The way that I was just, I'm like, oh my God. But that's the evolution that happens when you're reading a script and you have, as Michelle, I'm reading it and I have complete disagreement with, I'm like, Anna's not, I can't say this to Anna. Anna's not like this was my first reaction to it.
But then I wonder whether that is a fear of saying something like that to.
No, I wasn't
Right.
fearful.
Okay.
Anna to me is the hero. She's a warrior. She's a hero. She has integrity. She's not somebody who I believed, as being a fan of the character, would be that way that Nina was describing, shallow and thoughtless and cruel.
Yeah.
I didn't see her as that. So I had that initial reaction to it, but then of course had to get over it and work it out. But it was funny.
Which you
but
did
that's
incredibly,
But
by the
but
way.
thanks. But I just wanted, I viewed it like you hurt my man, and my goal was to hurt you.
But I think that any kind of hero or somebody like, that we look up to, has to realize that there's moments when they've had bad judgment, and they can be in the past or they can be present, and in order to continue to be a hero, if you like, part of that is realizing that you didn't behave the way that you maybe should have.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool.
I think it's great. It's great. And I think that especially now, actors go on social media and they start reading which is like just the worst thing for an artist of any kind, to read how people feel about them. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like I equate it to walking into a room of a bunch of people that you don't know at all, and walking in front of a group of, 100, and going, do you like my outfit? Hello, people I don't know at all. Do you like my outfit? No, I don't think purple looks good with your eyes. No, your jeans are too tight. You're too old for that skirt. And you going, oh my God. They don't like, that's what I equate it to. It's like, we don't know those people. I truly feel that people are way more verbal and opinionated than they really would be if they're
they
with
were
their friends
visible, if they
or
were just-
visible.
yeah.
They certainly wouldn't say it to you. And I think they'd be horrified to know. I think a lot of them would be horrified to know that an actor read what they said too. I don't think that people are that mean. I think it makes some people, because of course the majority are lovely. The majority are lovely.
God,
and
completely.
yeah, and I always say this, but I just think it's horrible for an actor to be like really proud of what they did and go, oh, I'm gonna go on social media and see what people say about me.
Well, that's an addiction, and it's actually a very misplaced addiction.
But and I'll be honest, I've done it because I've been like excited about the storyline, And I'm like, gosh, are people digging it?
Right.
Because we're actors, because we want to entertain folks, right? So you want to know that they're entertained. You want to know, like, you're not just doing it to the wall.
Yes, and I think that's.
And then you go in and and she's a
like
troll. I'm a troll. And then they come to work, and I always know when someone goes on social media too much because I could tell by the things that they're saying about scenes and about the storyline. I'm like,
their character.
oh, yeah, they're listening to others. And it's not that people's opinions aren't valid, and the fans, if they're upset about a story, that's not valid. It is valid to them. It's not our job. You know, our job is just to service the writing, right? But I think, I just think it's hell, and I can always tell when an actor's done it, and I want to go, please do not read anything about you.
It's true.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's what's happening more so now, and I think I'll just find a lot of actors being like, oh my God, I'm going to get killed by the audience. Oh, the audience is going to be so upset at me. It's like, but they're not upset at you. They're upset about the story and the character.
Well, I do feel
I think there's a fine line with that, because the audience nowadays, because of the followers and that whole system that's been created, does and can dictate an actor's career, their work, based from the executive's point of view. Because I've seen it and I've experienced it.
It's so unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate because it's like, look, you're supposed to experience what you're experiencing. That's what the show is about.
That's what was written.
That means that everybody's doing their job. Look at your life. Do you have a happy ending every single day?
Yeah, right.
I guarantee you don't.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a weird thing that if you don't get what you want from a show or a performance or something, it's an instant bitch fest or whatever, complain fest. That nowadays does get taken very seriously.
I don't like that they do.
Thing. It's a really weird thing.
Here's my opinion about all of that. Oh, here's my... that was not my opinion. This is my opinion about all of that. As an artist, you are enough. And what you do is what you experience, is experiential as an artist, and you put it out there and you try to have the feelings of the character so that it is universal, so that you impact other people. You won't impact everyone because everyone has a version of how they see things. So therefore, you may not play into that version of what they see. And therefore, you have to continue to be you. My work as an artist ends when I leave the set, after I've done my scene. My work as an artist is all the way up to that point, all the way in my preparation, all the way up to my exchange with you, all the way up to everything. It ends when I leave and I walk away. I may have what I call the car park walk of shame, when I walk to my car and I go, oh, I could have done that, shoot. But I have to let it go. How everybody experiences my interpretation of that character is none of my business. And if they happen to like it, I'm happy it resonated with them. If they don't, I'm happy that they prefer other things, and they must continue to seek those things out because that is their taste. My other feeling about it is there should be graciousness with everything. We're all just trying to do our best. Nobody goes out to make a bad movie. They really believed they were making a good movie. And when those movies tank, everybody's upset because they were trying to do something good. So it's none of my business if it doesn't work for you. You have to take that up with the writers. You have to take that up with the executive producer. But you can be mean to me. You can say you suck, or, you know, your teeth are too big, or whatever. You can say that. And that's fine. And as it's now accessible to me, I have to decide whether I want to see that. And I also have to decide how I take that.
Right.
And that then is my decision.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how I see
God,
it.
I want to applaud her.
You
Don't
should.
want me.
I have a mic in my hand. Very true. 100% true. I have nothing